Hey everybody, welcome to eZeLiving.com. I'm Andy.
And I'm Sanam.
Today we're traveling to Paris, the land of love.
Ah, my great bone de love sweetness.
And fashion.
I don't care about fashion, Sanam. I just care about love.
Well, then you definitely can't go to Paris dressed like that, okay?
I have to dress nicer than that?
You dress like this. This is Paris. Yes.
Okay, alright. So you look good and you look fashionable.
Yes.
Every time I think of Paris, I think of Hollywood and movies. So what kind of movies have been shot in Paris? Tell me.
Well, you remember the classic Meg Ryan movie, French Kiss?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh yeah.
Not French Kiss, the movie.
The movie French
Not
Kiss.
the kiss.
There's not a lot of countries that are named after a kiss.
No.
A French kiss. They actually have their country named after it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a China kiss or a Spanish kiss.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
It's French, you know?
That would be quite awkward.
Yeah.
And the French, they're very comfortable with their sexuality, aren't they?
They are. They have, in fact, even the streets have a lot of architecture and a lot of feel to it, you know? So you have shows like the Moulin Rouge. I'm sure all of you have heard of it.
The Moulin Rouge.
Yes,
of course we've heard of the Moulin Rouge. Very, very scandalous.
Yeah, Andy needs to go to Paris to feel Paris.
I need to feel the sexuality in Paris.
The sensuality in Paris.
There we go.
So you have another show called The Crazy Horse, which is also a beautiful show.
Okay.
They do have women scantily dressed, but the play on lights and the play on music, and you're sitting in the show and you're sipping your champagne. It's a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere, a beautiful show. You have to go and see it.
Now we talk about this a lot. Do you bring your kids? Doesn't sound like you'll bring your kids to this Crazy Horse show.
Well, you don't bring them to the show, you don't bring them to that street, okay? Because that street is for Andy. Andy would love that street.
Right. You're making me sound like I'm a pervert. All right, what else do we see in Paris? Obviously you have what, the Eiffel Tower, right?
Yes, but going back to your question, you can take the kids to Disneyland in Paris, okay?
Oh,
yeah, because Disneyland also has Warner Brothers, so you actually have two places in one place that you can go to. And we actually spent about 2 days there because that's what it takes to go through each and every ride, each and every movie set that you can actually see, which is awesome. You know, like the movie Taxi with Robert De Niro, and you even have like this whole set where there's a waterfall and the train starts to shake that you're sitting in.
Cool.
Just a movie set feeling. So
I have a feeling that the Disneyland in France is a little bit more scandalous than in California or Florida, correct?
No, it isn't. That's why you take your kids.
It's still rated G, everybody.
It is. That's why you take your kids, people.
Good,
yeah,
good.
just not that street that I was talking to you about.
Okay. What else do we see in Paris?
Like you were saying, the Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
Which is awesome once you get up to the tower. Because when you look at the Eiffel Tower up close, it's basically steel, right? But go up, you get a whole view of Paris, and it's just amazing. Camera friendly, you would look good standing there, you know?
Okay, all right. And also, the Louvre.
The Louvre Museum.
Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay, this is a famous museum, probably one of the best in Europe,
yes,
right?
And you know why, right?
Why?
Because they have the Mona Lisa in there.
Ah, the Mona Lisa.
Yes.
Beautiful piece of art.
Yes.
It really is. I never really got that one.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm not an art person either, but once you go into that museum and you see the other paintings that are there other than the Mona Lisa, like the Leonardo paintings, so many, like the Venus sculptures that are there, you will be lost. And you need a whole day to actually look at the museum and just enjoy it. And even better, if you've read the book, you know which book I'm talking about.
No, which book?
The Dan Sanctus book, the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, the Da Vinci Code. Yeah, that's a great book.
He aptly describes the Louvre Museum and the paintings that are there in the museum and Paris as a whole. It is just like that. When you step out of that book and into Paris, just like that.
Now fashion, you know, you hear of Italy, you hear Milan, New York, but Paris is really where it's at.
Yeah. In fact, Paris is known as the fashion capital of the world because that is where fashion ideas are probably conceived and born. So You have the fashion runways. You have people on the street even like fashionably dressed. It will amaze you. People sipping their Starbucks and their coffee. Oh, not Starbucks, sorry.
Okay, Starbucks
French
is
coffee.
not good enough for France.
Yeah,
people.
French coffee, French pastries. They have something called escargot in wine, which is basically snails in a wine sauce.
That's disgusting.
No, actually, that's what we thought, but it's all about new experiences, right?
This is true.
Yeah,
This
so
is
when
true.
we actually tried it, it was like butter melting on your tongue.
Oh, ho, ho.
Yes.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, great.
Yes.
Well, that's Paris for you, everybody. Make a trip out to Paris because you know what? I think I'm going to.
You should.
I'm going to go make a
you
trip
should.
as well.
Yeah, let's just dispel all those rumors
Fall in
about
love.
you.
Yeah, fall in love in Paris. There we go. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. You're watching Easy Living, where you can find anything and everything lifestyle.